We now look at a very exceptional rule, and it's completely optional if you wish to apply it or not. But it's nice to have an understanding of why the particular sounds change now and then. It's a very poetic expression which is known as the anuswar. This occurs when there's a dot on top of the M. Anuswar takes on a different pronunciation depending on the sound that follows. The anuswara can therefore be like a chameleon and adapt to the context. Let's look at the most common examples. When there is a word that ends in an anuswar, namely with an M that has a dot on top, if the next word starts with the letter C, D, K, J, N, or T, then the M changes to an N sound. Let's look at one such example. We have the Ganapati Prarthana first part. Let's start with the Omkaram sound. Om. We have G, singular A going low. Na. Na becomes Na because of the horizontal line above the A, and it's a middle intonation. Then we have a beautiful example of the Dirgha Swarita, where we have the wave occurring. So we have Om Gananam. Notice? So we have low intonation, we have middle intonation, and we've got a Dirgha Swarita, a beautiful example of intonations in this one word. Om Gananam Tva. But what we notice is that there's an M with the dot on top. We then look at the next letter that follows, which is a T sound. And the rule states that if there is a T, it will change the M to a N. So we then have Gananaan. Naam becomes Naan, like the naan bread we eat. So we have Om Gananaan Tva. Om Gananaan Tva. Om Gananaan Tva. Okay, another example, we look at example number 2. This is a verse from the Purusha Suktam. A, middle sound. D, going high because of the vertical. But, middle sound. Yam, middle sound. Ch, middle sound. And Me, middle sound. But we have that anuswar there, and it's followed by a ch sound, the C sound, and it's telling us that when there's a C, the M changes to a N. This ch occurs quite a bit in the chamakam of the Rudram. And what happens is we have Adi Pat Yam Cha Me becomes Adi Pat Yan Cha Me. Adipatyan cha me, adipatyan cha me, adipatyan cha me, adipatyan cha me. When there is a word that ends in an anuswar that has a M with a dot on top, and if the next word starts with the letter G, then the M changes to an ng sound. This makes sense when we look at a very good example found in the Ganapati Atharva Sirsham. We have Om, Gam, Ga going low, Na middle, Pa going high, Ta middle, Ya middle, Na middle. And what do we have? A Visarga. So we say Namaha. But coming back to Gam, we have the Anuswar. So now we change it from G-A-M to G-A-N-G. Om Gang, Om Ganganapataye Namaha, Om Ganganapataye Namaha, Om Ganganapataye Namaha. So we have Om, Gam becomes Om Gang Ganapataye Namaha. Example 2, we have a verse from the Sri Rudram. Ya, me, notice middle intonation, but the is stretched to from ya to ya, me, shum, because we've got the g that follows the anuswar, we will say ya me shung, ya me shung, ya me shung, giri shanta haste bi barsh yas ta ve. Yamishung girishanta haste bibarshyas tave. Yamishung girishanta haste bibarshyas tave. Excellent. The last one, when the anuswar is followed by a word that starts with a ya, then that m sound also changes to a sound that resembles ya. Let's look at two examples from the Purusha Suktam and the Narayan Upanishad. Example 1, Tacham, Tacham yo. Let's transform the m sound into a yes sound, and it should have a resonance of sound when we pronounce it. So when we say tacham yo, we transform it tachai yo, tachai, tachai. That resonance should follow. Tachai, tachai, tachai yo ravrini mahe, tachai yo ravrini mahe. Tachai yo, ra is middle, vri going high, ni double I, so the sound is stretched, ni ma he middle sound. Tachayyo ravrini mahe. Example 2 from the Narayan Upanishad. Yat bhu tam yacha bhav yam, and we've got a beautiful dirgha there, dirgha swarita. So we have yat bhutam is followed by a yes sound, so it'll be yat bhutai, yat bhutai, yat bhutai, yat cha bhavyam, yat bhutai, yat cha bhavyam, yat bhutai, yat cha bhavyam. Notice the bhu is double u going down. This is a lovely example of a combination. You have a double u and it's going low for intonation. Yat bhutai, that's anuswar. Yat cha, cha is going low. Yach is middle. Bhav is middle. Yam has the dirgha swarita at the end. Wonderful. This particular verse has so many beautiful examples of singular sounds, double sounds, anuswar, dirgha swarita. We have yat bhutai, yat cha bhavyam. And that concludes this particular section. When we can understand through practice the pronunciation, intonation, and bringing them together, as well as the visarga, the dirgha swarita, and the anuswar, we are able to chant and interpret and understand all the Vedic hymns. Please continue to practice this particular section very well, and please refer to it whenever you are learning the Vedas.